Hello. Tis I. Tis I. Whoa, the hair is not looking good, huh? Just got out of the shower a little bit ago. Just another random title to the stream and nothing. It's not relevant at all. Just sometimes I'd be sitting down sometimes at night and I just think up random video titles. So, and then I write them down in my notes. And so whenever I don't know what to title a video, sometimes I'll just go to my notes and just pick one. Just pick a random title. Random album title. Great album by Deadmau5. So today I played tennis. Got my ass worked. Again. So. It just is what it is. I've never won a set against this guy. It's quite incredible. It's really gets to me, man. He's not even good, It's one of the strangest experiences, like ongoing experiences of my life. Like 100%. The Loosh boys are trying to get me. They're really trying to loose the energy from me, but I'm not giving it to them. Never won a set. No, never won a set. Not even a set. Yeah. But it's the thing is, man, I just don't think I have good emotional control. I really genuinely think that's the problem. I just don't have good emotional control. It may seem like I do, but I really don't think that I do. I'm sure there are some of you that are like, yeah, definitely you don't. You think that you do, but you don't. Yeah, I'm that dude. I'm the dude who thinks I have good emotional control, but I actually don't. It's actually garbage. I'm actually completely unhinged, and I don't know how to deal with my emotions in a healthy way. It is what it is, man. And you can run from it all you want. Try to limit all the external factors all you want, which is what I have done. But exposure is the only way. Yeah, the thing is, he's just he's a pusher. He gets balls back, and they're just high and loopy, and it's literally mouth-watering. Every shot that he hits for any tennis player is mouth-watering to hit, because it just bounces slow and it's high. The only thing that's bad about it is it's slow. So you have to generate all the pace. That's what actually makes it more difficult to play against him, because when you're playing an average player who just like hits average pacey balls at you, and they're pretty flat, maybe a little topspin, whatever, you can redirect that pace. That pace, you don't have to generate so much pace, right? A lot of the pace is generated for you. You just hit it back, right? You don't really have to like put all the effort in to get the ball moving fast. All you do is just hit it back, and it already has inertia. It already has that energy, right? So you just hit it back. Playing him is tough because he gives you no pace. So you have to generate all the pace yourself. And when you have to generate all the pace yourself, what you end up doing is you end up, fucking up. You end up hitting it long or hitting it into the net. And, I'm just trying to hit winners like outright, like every point, because I just get so sick of him, man. Like he's he's ridiculous too, because like he'll win, like say we'll rally for like a long point or something, which most of the points today were not that long because I purposely try to make them quick. Like either I'm gonna lose this quickly or I'm gonna win it quickly. Like I don't care. I'm not playing your way. He wants to play long, drawn out points, just looping balls, arcing balls. It's just the most boring fucking tennis, soul sucking tennis. So, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I fucking hate this. What was I saying? This is incredible. Incredible. Fuck. Hitting balls. Pace. Oh, the stupid shit that he does. So he'll win like a long drawn out point if there ever is one. If he wins it, he'll be like, "Come on," like that. Come on, and he doesn't. It's not like, "Come on," you know what I mean? Like this is a straight "come on," like, "Come on, let's go, no, let's go." He does it. He does this. Who fucking does this, bro? Who fucking does this? Come on, come on, because he's gay. Because he's gay as fuck, bro. This dude's a fucking twink. And the way he walks, bro. The way he walks is stupid. It's so gay the way he walks. I'm gonna do his walk for you so you guys can see this shit. It's just so stupid, bro. He's so gay with the way he walks. Watch this shit. I have to put the ottoman back because I'm anal. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like, bro, you fucking suck at tennis, bro. Like you're garbage. You know that, right? And he's all about winning points, you know what I mean? Like the dude's never lost a set against me. If he ever loses a set against me, I mean, he'll probably like stop playing me, you know what I mean? I just get so sick of him, bro. I get so sick of him. And they say play the ball, don't play your opponent. You know, don't let the opponent get in your head, you know what I mean? But that Isaiah guy blocked me over a joke. I actually thought he was funny, but now I find him annoying and blocky. Hey man, Isaiah's a sensitive guy. What can I say? Yeah, it's just so fucking whack, bro. But at this point, I'm just playing him is making me better because I'm just, you know, I've said this before, but I'm gonna lose and lose and lose and lose and lose to this guy until I beat him. And when I beat him, I think I'm gonna just start crushing him. It's gonna be like crazy. Cause he plays to win. He doesn't play to get better. Difference between me and him. I play to get better and to have fun and to win. But his top priority, his number one priority is to win. That's it. Win at all costs. That's his only goal. It's like, bro, come on. With the fists like this, come on. Oh my God. Fucking relax, bro. Fucking relax. Cope? Yeah, I'm coping. I'm coping. Cope harder, daddy. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Hmm? What are you going to do? Marsh, use the gay Asian praying mantis as a way to work on your emotional control and for chat material. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, it seems like it's good material. Seems like it's good testing, I guess, for whatever. We all need this emotional control. Oh my God. Emotion, such a terrible thing. Can't handle your emotions, such a terrible thing. While we were playing, this has been the first nice day in like the last 6 days, and it's rained all 6 days. Super humid, rainy, super humid, bro. Like I'm talking 85+% humidity during the day, and then it's like 95 plus humidity at night. So it's been like humid, like crazy humid, bro. Not super hot, like 70s or whatever, but that's the worst. Because the AC doesn't kick on here, and then it's just humid. And so I'm in the basement and just like dying. I think my dehumidifier is broken, dude. It's been pushed too hard. It had a tall task, but so there were a lot of people out because of that. It's the first nice day, and like everybody was out. And of course, like everybody's just playing pickleball now. It's just I don't know what's going on, but like everybody's into pickleball. What's this pickleball thing? I think pickleball is pretty whack, to be honest. Like tennis players and pickleballers feel like are kind of, you know, arch enemies. They don't really. Well, I feel like pickleballers don't really care one way or another for either way about tennis players, but it's the tennis players that like hate the pickleballers. Because pickleballers can. Here's the thing about pickleballers. They have their own courts. They do, but most of them, they also play outside on tennis courts. And every single tennis court now, pretty much, has pickleball nets. So there's like the tennis net, and then there's like mobile on wheels that actually lock into place. You can lock them. Pickleball nets, which are smaller nets. And so, you know, you can take up a half of a tennis court with one pickleball court. A full pickleball court is one half of a tennis court. So two tennis players show up and they want to use a court, but they can't. They can use half of their court, but they can't use the other half because the other half is being used by pickleballers. And it's the most, bro, if you're going to play pickleball, just play tennis. Just play tennis. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You either play ping pong or you play tennis. You know what I mean? What are we doing? What? The next thing you know, there's going to be like a tomato ball in a fucking, you know, cucumber ball. And tomato ball is just, it's smaller court than a pickleball, but it's still larger than ping pong. And then cucumber ball is going to be larger than a pickleball court, but it's going to be smaller than a tennis court. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's just ridiculous, bro. What's the difference between racquetball and pickleball? Well, racquetball is a lot. Racquetball doesn't have a net. Racquetball, you hit off the wall. And there are specific courts for racquetball. It's like a tiny little like basketball court with just walls, and you hit the ball off the wall. And I don't really know the rules with racquetball, but that's kind of the gist. Pickleball is basically just miniature tennis or gigantic ping pong. It's stupid. It's stupid. So it's because pickleball is more accessible to all age groups and body types. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Which is whack, bro. That's what's wrong with society, is just everything's more accessible. Everything shouldn't be accessible to people. Should be locked out of certain things. Should be forced to fucking be good at something. I don't know. Marsh, the pickleballers are all about socializing. Tennis players could give a fuck. Yeah, that's also true. Tennis players play. Like, tennis players want to play tennis. Like, they're there to play tennis, bro. They're not there to just fucking talk. It's not a social thing. Unless you're like a super competitive pickleballer and you're like in a league or something. Okay, maybe those guys take it seriously. You're professional. But, I mean, even recreational tennis players, they play to play. They're not there to talk. Pickleballers, it's like a social thing. Again, it's gay. Claire says, Isaiah, no one hates you. You're just too parasocial. It's not that deep. We're all just words on a screen. I know you have vids and streams, but at the end of the day, we are words on the screen. It's deep. It's deep. I like that. I like that. Isaiah's projecting. Is he kind of losing it? Losing it more than normal? Isaiah, I mean, you have to be able to handle a chat. If you can't handle like a chat box, like a chat room, I mean, I would love to see you in a social situation in real life. I'm sure that would be quite the spectacle. You probably can't deal with that either, can you? I mean, I can deal with it. I don't love it, but I'm finally getting decent at pool. It's taken months, but really like it now. Nice. Hell yeah, Valiant you. I've never really gotten good at pool, but I do enjoy playing it. Pool is cool. Pool is cool. I like to play tennis, but mostly for fun. Yeah, same. I mean, I like to play tennis. It's not like I'm out there like, obviously I probably would have lost my mind at this point. Like, I probably would have stopped playing this guy if I just wanted to like win, but I like to, I play for fun. I just enjoy playing tennis. Like, he's literally beaten me like, I think it's like 20 sets in a row at this point. Like, I don't know. I don't feel anything. I just don't. It's good test because you just start to not care, like you just start to not feel anything. Start to not be too attached to the outcome of like winning or losing. He is still very much in that, but um, but yeah, there were these. Okay, I completely forgot to complete my point. But yeah, everybody was out there today. Everybody and their mother, and it was like teenager. There were teenagers on there. There were four courts where we were. By the way, they're garbage courts. I'm gonna have to. I guess I just have to do everything because I need to find some better courts that are like actually nice. He's recommended the two places that we've played in. Like they're not. One of them's only two courts, and they were taken today, so we had to go to the other place, which is not that far away. But it's four courts, but like they all kind of are shitty, and there's a ton of people that go there. So I'm like, bro, do I need to do this? Like, I can spend an afternoon or an evening just like looking up stuff. I can find some good tennis courts. But I would drive a longer way for like good tennis courts, I feel like. But everybody and their mother was out there today. And then there were like some children too. I mean, what? It's a Thursday? It was a Thursday around like noon or like 1, 11. We started at 11. Maybe the children are out of school. I guess maybe it's the start of summer or some shit. Like all these children, just like these little girls and like boys. And they got the bright idea that while we were playing, they were going to bring a beach ball onto the court next to us and play pickleball with their hands instead of paddles and with a beach ball instead of a pickleball. And the beach ball, it flew into our court like it must have been 5 or 6 times. Sorry. I mean, I didn't even I never said it's okay. I never said it's all good. I never said don't worry about it. Like I didn't say nothing to him. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. If you just say sorry, you can keep doing it. That's what I wanted to say. No, just yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good. As long as you say sorry, just keep fucking punting it over here. It's fine. Where is your mother? Who's letting you do this? What are you why? Where are your parents? Where are all of your guys' supervisors or parents? Where are your fathers? You know what I mean? So we're playing tennis. Just a beach ball just flies into the fucking court. Gotta stop the point. Kick the beach ball back to them. Of course, the beach ball it was a windy day, so like, it doesn't even move. Sorry. Eventually, I went over to all of them because I had saw an open half of a tennis court on the far end. And I went over to all of them. I said, hey, you guys want to go use that open court over there? That way you're not kicking it into our and there were some boys too, and they were using a soccer ball. They were kicking the soccer ball into our shit. There's a beach ball and a soccer ball just flying into our fucking games. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, maybe it's just a couple times. Maybe they'll leave soon, or maybe they'll get better at keeping the ball on their side of the court. No, of course not. So eventually went to them, all of them, and I was just like, hey, you guys want to go use that court over there? Okay. I mean, it was not a question really. I phrased it like a command, but it was in the you got to be respectful about it, I guess. Hey, you guys want to go use that over there? I mean, what if they're kids? What are they gonna say? No, 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 I'm good. Like, no, you know, they're terrified. I'll mog you. You know what I mean? Get over there. The girls actually left. The boys stayed, and they ended up keeping. They ended up keeping their soccer ball on their side of the court once the girls were gone. Of course, you know, all that's going to happen is they're going to go over to that court, and then their ball's going to fly into the other people's games. But they're all pickleballers, so it doesn't matter. Fuck them. They deserve to have a fucking beach ball floating into their fucking stupid ass pickleball game. This is a serious tennis game over here. Can't be having beach balls in the tennis game, okay? Fuck off. Fucking kids. Marshall as a dad would be hilarious. Dude, I'm telling you, my kids are not gonna act like, if I ever have kids, which I probably won't, because I can't stand kids, bro. I can't stand kids. They would be in line. They would be in line. It wouldn't be, you know, I'm not crazy. Well, we all say that, right? We all think that we'd be good. The thing is, we all think we'd be good parents. Most people are terrible parents. They're frightening. They're actually catastrophic parents. Catastrophic. Terrible. Should never have been parents. I would say 90% of people should never have children, but they do. You know what I mean? We all think we'll be good parents, but I think I'm self-aware enough to know that I'd probably not be a good dad. You know, I'd probably fuck my kids up a bit. I'm fucked up, you know. I guess that's just what human beings do, you know, just fucked up people, just raise fucked up people, you know. As long as you think you're good, as long as you think you're a good parent. Oh no, I'm a good parent. I'm reading books and like I'm watching YouTube videos about parenting, and no, I'll be good. I'll be good. I'm in therapy. Yeah, okay, cool. Sure. Fucking yeah, right. I'd be a terrible parent. His kid's cooked. Yeah. Hello, Al. Welcome. Pickleballers aren't people. True. True. Pickleballers aren't people. That should be the title of my video. Nah, I'd probably, you know what would happen? YouTube would probably, I'd probably get a hate speech strike. 100% I would. That title, 100% I would. YouTube's whack. Library Cop says, by the way, yesterday after the stream was over, I rescued a turtle. Picked it up, it hissed at me. It proceeded to pee on me while I was carrying it across the street. Turtles pee. Wow. Wow, who knew? Look at you saving a turtle. Good shit. You seem like you'd be a great dad. You think so? I don't know, man. It's just the thing is, I wouldn't want to deal with my kids. You know what I mean? I'd want them in line, but I wouldn't want to like have to just spend so much time explaining things to them, making sure that they understand like how to act, how to think, you know, how to view the world, especially my son. I'd be very, I mean, I should probably be as much about my daughter as well, but my son, I would make sure. You gotta be a good example for your son. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm yet well, you can always be better. You can always be better. It's kind of like you'll never reach this. It's kind of like with dating, you know? Make sure you get your life together. Make sure heal your baggage. Make sure you don't have like red flags. Make sure you're this and that, you're fit, you're self-aware, you're funny, you got a social, you got this, you got that, you're moving up, you have discipline, you're a hard worker, you have initiative, you have critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, you have this, you have that, and it's just like, I mean, it never ends, bro. You can always be better. So I get into this trap of like, I don't yet deserve a relationship. I need to be better. I have to be better. What I'm offering right now isn't enough. And I'll probably continue to think that until I'm dead. And like I'll be single for my entire life. You know what I mean? I just need to be a little bit better. I'll be like at 60 years old. I just need to be a little bit more self-aware, just a little bit better, just a little more, I haven't quite figured it out yet, I mean, meanwhile, they're just dudes that are absolutely retarded and don't think at all. I mean, that's what I should do. But like, the point of relationships, it seems like, is everybody's like, oh, I don't want my relationship to be difficult. I don't want to feel like I don't know what's going on in my relationship. I don't want to feel out of control in my relationship. I don't want to feel like I don't know things. I don't want to feel challenged in my relationship. I don't want to feel tested. I don't want to feel this and that, right? People want to figure out, women and men from both sides, they want to figure out and have everything perfect together before they get in a relationship. They want to complete everything and then get in the relationship. But it seems like the whole point of a relationship is for it to be challenging, for it to be messy, for it to be, you feel like you're lost, you feel out of control, you feel, it's just kind of one of those things where you're never going to have it all figured out. There's always going to be things that just completely blindside you. And whatever you do figure out, no matter how complete of a person you are, no matter how healthy or mature or well-rounded of a person you are, or responsible or financially independent or whatever, no matter how great you are, whatever relationship you get in, it will be something where they will figure out what you still lack. You know what I mean? You'll figure out like where you're lacking still. That's literally just what relationships do. And if they don't, well then that relationship won't even be a thing. Like it won't last. Like people just don't get in relationships where like where it's just the power dynamic is so skewed, the wisdom dynamic or the knowledge dynamic is so skewed, I feel like. If women self-improve, she leaves you. Why are you doing better? What do you mean? That doesn't make sense. Here we go with the theories. Yeah, I can't help it. It's how I make money, even though I've made $0. But this is what I do. This is what I do. I don't do it for the money. Hmm. Marshall, for most men, the change comes after having the kids. Then you realize what you have to do for them and gain the motivation from having them in your life. Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. But it's just, having kids nowadays, how can men trust women not to take advantage of the system if they have kids with them? You know what I mean? I just don't see how it's possible. Mm. Offenbach says, ignore chat. We're 100% retarded. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes y'all be retarded. We all are. Somebody commented on my that live stream I did yesterday, which I re-uploaded as a video because it got copyright struck. Somebody commented and said you can either women can have rights or you can have a society. What do the women think? What do we think of that? It does seem that way. It's a if that is true, it's a terrible truth to if that is true, that's a terrible truth to acknowledge. But it seems to be the case. Seems to be the case. I don't know, man. I don't know. If women don't have rights, they, like I said, if women don't have rights, then basically, they don't have any other option than to be with men they probably wouldn't otherwise be with and have kids with men they otherwise wouldn't. And, because they don't make their own money, they're not educated, they're, they don't get birth control, they can't sleep around, all this stuff, right? They can't vote, right? So all the laws are made probably against women having power or whatever, keeping men in power. So, they're basically slaves. They're baby making slaves, sex slaves and for men. And yeah, maybe I guess society, society functions. I don't know, that's just the extreme masculine pole of what a man would want society to be, but there's something weird about that, because if you have to make it so women don't have any power and don't have any voting rights and don't have any, like, right, just so they'll be with you and like have sex with you and have kids with you, that's a little disturbing, right? That's a little disturbing. I don't know. That upsets me. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying if it is true, that's upsetting. Because it's like, I don't want to think that if, because basically what you're saying is if women have the freedom to choose who they have sex with, they have freedom to, I mean, I'm not a fan of the contraceptive pill, but if they have the freedom to sleep around and not have any consequences, right? Protected from what nature's natural consequences are, If they're if they're given voting rights, if they're given education, they have financial independence, right? If you give them that, and what you're saying is if you give them that, it means that women just no longer want to have kids with men. They no longer have a need for men. They no longer really want men. I mean, maybe that just shows how shitty men are, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that women are good. I think we're all, again, it's all on an infinite spectrum. We're all somewhere on an infinite spectrum of worse to better, terrible to perfect, and it just never ends. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want a woman to be with me because she has no choice. You know what I mean? It's not what I want. I want a woman to be with me because she chooses to be with me and not anyone else. Because of, who I am. Now, I'm not going so far as like saying that true love is a thing or even love is real. I don't know if I really believe that. I think everything is pretty value based, what value can you provide me, material and immaterial, but it's all about the value you provide, how valuable of a person you are. And what love is real? I don't know. Marshall, have you seen that scene in Good Will Hunting by Robin Williams regarding his wife who passed away? I think he nails it about relationships in general. Yeah, I've seen Good Will Hunting a few times. Yeah, it's a great scene. Yeah. When he says, she farts in her sleep or something, or it's about the little things, and then he tells. I think he tells Matt Damon like. I don't know if it's the same scene. Might be a different scene, but in it tells Matt Damon by the lake, you can quote me a sonnet, you can quote me Shakespeare, you can probably give me the the dictionary definition of all, what love is or what, probably tell me all these, Freudian, I don't know, insights about what makes relationships work, but you've never actually done it. You've never actually lived it. You don't have the true experience of it. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. You gotta go through it. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I struggle with, is kind of just being like, number one, I don't feel like I'm good enough, right? I mean, objectively, let's look at it. I mean, I'm 33, almost 34 in a couple months. I live in a basement, and yeah, I'm financially independent for the moment. Yet to be, to be determined in the future, but I don't make that much money, but I have more freedom now. I would say I have some good traits about myself that are not material. They're not surface. You have to get to know me to see them. I'm decently attractive, but I'm definitely not, the most attractive guy. I could lose some weight, you know what I mean? And I'm not getting any younger. And I struggle. I'm very fearful of women, and I struggle with, um, emotional control and I don't know. I could. There's probably a level of a woman out there for me, but it's the question of would I be interested in those level of women? Uh, a lot of it is, I guess, you have to think that you're worth it. Because people who constantly try to make themselves better all the time, got to make more money, got to look better, got to have better control of my mind, got to have more an understanding of women, got to do this, got to do that. It stems from a place of like I'm just not good enough. That's what you constantly. I think a lot of men fear, just like women thinking they're not good enough. Um, um, the problem is, there's a lot of women that are. Most women are. They're judged by their beauty. That's how you get fucked though, because it's the hot ones that are usually the craziest, and it sucks. It sucks because every man wants a hot woman, but almost no men want a crazy woman. So what are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? Why is this not scrolling? What's going on here? Women say men aren't good enough all the time. Yeah. Yeah. I worry about, I worry about I think the thing is, man, it's like men place such an emphasis on the way women look, right? And so we kind of reap what we sow in that sense because we put so much an inordinate amount of emphasis on looks. We don't put nearly enough emphasis on everything else about women. Mostly like their emotional control, their self-awareness, their empathy, their kindness, they're just their health, like their mental health. You know what I mean? We put almost no emphasis on that. And so it's just no surprise, it's no shock that most of them are crazy. Like most of them are severely mentally unwell. They're just mentally unwell, To use a Terry Joel Jr. term, they're mentally ill. they're mentally ill, and but they're hot. But they're hot. And women, on the other hand, they don't prioritize one thing. It's not. It's they don't. It's not about that. It's about all things. Women prioritize every little thing. So it's no shock that men are constantly trying to be better in all areas of themselves. You know, the mental, psychological standpoint, the material, the financial, the everything, the looks aspect. So I mean, until men start, I guess this is kind of the point that we're at, you know, men have started to realize, I've gotten some sun. Huh? I got some sun today. I'm looking a little red, but men are starting to realize, I think, that the hot is no longer worth the crazy. And they've made a system. They've made a system purely from, you know, they made a legal system, you know, and you know, voting system, an educational system, reproductive system in our society based off of just, you know, women's looks. And I think this was probably always like the case. It's just social media has obviously made it obvious to everyone. I don't know. But yeah, kind of what Value in You was saying is like I can sit here and I can analyze and I can theorize and I can do all the mental masturbation that I want. Lord knows I've done it for the last like year and a half with this YouTube channel. And you know, there's no point that people get to where it's like, oh, okay, now you deserve a relationship. Before you didn't. You know? Like, who are you to tell someone like you don't deserve a relationship at all? Like, go tell someone that. You know what I mean? No matter what socioeconomic point they're at, no matter what they look like, no matter nothing. Tell them you're not worthy of a relationship. You're not worthy of having someone love you or like have sex with you or like be with you or care for you. You're not worthy of that. You have to be better. You have to be better, and then you'll be worthy of being cared for. I mean, it's a crazy thing to think about other people, but we think about ourselves that way, you know. At least I do. You know. Everyone's worthy of a relationship. It's just, you know, you'll get what you deserve. You'll get what you deserve. You'll get what you deserve, you know. You may not like what you deserve, but you'll get a relationship. It just might not be the one that you want. I think a lot of people would rather be single than be in a relationship that they don't want. You know what I mean? I know that's the case for me. I'd rather be single than be in a relationship I don't want. Thank you, Isaiah, for the $2. Why do you focus mainly on women? Life is much more than relationships. Well, I guess it's because it's the one thing that I kind of like don't have. It's the one thing I've been deprived of like my entire life. And I'm not saying that it's anybody's fault but my own. I fully acknowledge that it is my own fault that I'm deprived of it. But you know, you always tend to focus on the thing that's missing, the thing that you haven't attained, or the thing that you haven't had that you want. I don't know. Yeah. Life is much more than a relationship. Yeah, I know for sure. I mean, you could say that I've lived and experienced that exact sentence. Like, life is much more than relationships. If anybody knows that life is much more than a relationship, it's probably the person who has never been in a relationship, since I was like a teenager and I'm like 33, 34. For like over a decade, relationships has never been a thing for me for most of my life, most of my adult life. So I think I would be the one to know. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like I don't understand that. I think I would understand it more than most. I don't think people that are in relationships all the time they probably don't understand that life is more than relationships. People jump to relationship to relationship to relationship. They think all life is just relationships. Thank you, Isaiah, for the 2. We'll fight since the 2 says, please eat tacos with me. Where you live at, Wolf White? What do you look like? Because people that want kids will focus on the women. It is the fault of women that we have declining birth rates. Well, I mean, what do you mean by that? I don't know. You could put the blame on both. And is the birth rate all that matters? What if the birth rate was like at all-time highs? It was like, 10 or something like that. Something ridiculous. Where kids are just being pumped out. You know what I mean? But women are like effectively just chained up in their home, chained up to their beds, chained up in their homes. They have no rights. They have no, like it's literally illegal to like not have sex with your husband. It's contraceptive pill is illegal. You know what I mean? There are ways where we could make the birth rate absolutely skyrocket. You know what I mean? But would that be something that you want? Do you really want like just the birth rate to be astronomically high? Because we can do that, but it comes at the cost of you don't just want the birth rate astronomically high. You want the birth rate high, but you also want, ideally you'd want the birth rate high and women's freedom high as well. It's just a question of, the question in society right now is that even possible? Are those two things incompatible? Or is there some way? Is there some way? I mean, you give me a choice between the birth rate being 10 and women are chained to their beds and they have like no rights and they're basically just sex slaves and baby slaves. Or the birth rate is 6 or 8 or 10 and women have as much rights as they do today. I mean, I would choose that. I would choose the latter. I would choose that option every day. But most men seem to think that reality is just it's not possible. Men seem to think like it's worth getting rid of women's freedoms and like human rights for the sake of having children and getting sex from them. I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with that. I understand it. And I do fear, trust me, I do fear, just like all men do, that might be, maybe that's the only way, It seems like that's the only way, but I hesitate to jump to that conclusion. I don't want it to be true. Maybe people would be more willing to commit and raise birth rates if economy, etc., pretty much everything wasn't messed up. Yeah, it's also true. Also a good point. The economy has a lot to do with it because, the middle class is obliterated. Moving up in life, the American dream is pretty much gone. Nobody can afford homes anymore. It's becoming the extremely rich and the extremely poor. So when you lose that ability for average people to make something of their lives and provide for a woman and have and children and have kids, all that stuff, well, obviously it's gonna completely disappear. Because it's no longer a wise decision. You can't do it anymore. So 100%. 100% it's the economy. Hundo. I've said multiple times that I think more than anything, what it is the money. I think once you fix the money, I think money is basically upstream from everything. Even sexual dynamics, even dating dynamics. Once you fix the money, I think a lot of this stuff looks a lot better. Starts to fix itself. But I mean, in societies that has many children, Africa, you could see that women have children with many men as possible, and nobody knows if they are the father or not. Yeah, you could also have birth rates where just women are whores. You know what I mean? You could have a high birth rate and have there's no monogamy. It's possible. Wolf White sends the $5, says, "Fear not, here are your hugs and kisses." Thank you, Wolf White. Thank you. Very sweet. If women had more money, they'd have less kids. Correct. I think that experiment has been run. Because they don't. The thing is, when women have money, they don't have to survive, be with a man who makes money. Have sex with, and part of being with a man who makes money is to make that work, you kind of have to have sex with him. And if he wants kids, you're going to have to give him some kids. So a woman can make money herself. Yeah. Obviously, she's not going to have kids it'll make it less likely that she'll have kids with men. She's more apt to be a lot more picky. But, that's a slippery slope too. Slippery slope. I kind of pity Marshall. You pity me. Why? I mean, thank you. I don't know if it's... Do you pity me aw, I pity him? Damn. There are good women, but the chance of meeting them is next to zero. Yeah. Yeah, good women, Well, there's a lot of good women. I think there's good women. It's just there's probably more good women than you think. It's just they're not attractive women. Sexually attractive, I mean. They're not sexually attractive women, but they are good women. Same thing for men. There's probably a lot of good men, but they're not sexually attractive men. Or they don't, they're not materially attractive, or all the other myriad boxes that need to be checked for women. But yeah, there's probably a lot of good women. It's just, you don't look at them. You don't do double takes on them. You're not checking them out in the gym. You don't even see them. You look at them and you're like, you know what I mean? But they're probably good. Again, we should probably just, I think we have to get the fat women. I think that's kind of the realization I've come to, is I should probably just settle for, just a chick who's not really hot. I'm telling you, boys, if you want a good woman, you're going to have to lower your aesthetic standards. Problem solved. Problem solved. Problem solved. Solved it for you. Yep. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lower my standards. I'll get with the skinny, pale chicks. I'll start entertaining skinny, pale chicks that got like crooked noses and shit. Got like a flat ass or something. She's probably good. Probably a good woman. Entertain, I'm not talking like obese, but maybe some chicks that are they're carrying around a little love, a little extra love. You never know. You never know. I think I solved it. I think I solved it. Not an issue for me, says Hong Honkler. I like a wide range of women. Nice. Dude, I wish I liked a wide range of women. I should pray. I should start praying to God that I like a wide range of women. Honestly, that would just be a great thing. Because then my problem would probably be solved. I'd probably get a girlfriend like instantly. The thing is, I've been watching this porn for all my life, and I just have skewed aesthetic standards for women. I just think that I deserve, to think that you deserve like an Angel Young's looking body. I'm not saying her face is all that great, but like, don't look her up either. Or like a Jada Stevens type body on a chick. An Ava Lovia, bruh, Ava Lovia, kidding me? To think that you deserve that is like, it's just, chances are low. Chances are low. And even if you got her, she's probably crazy. If you got a chick that looked like them, they're crazy. Those chicks do porn. You know what I mean? You don't want a chick that does porn. Crazy. Crazy. Like, those chicks are crazy, bro. So. Yeah, I gotta stop looking at the porn. Is 99% boring, really bad industry. Yeah, I agree. I gotta stop looking at it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm hoping that what's weird is now that I've been eating animal products for like the last 4 or 5 days, I actually feel like a difference in I haven't felt, knock on wood, anything's subject to change, but I haven't felt the desire to look at porn. It's unlikely that my diet changing would do anything, but it's probably just the fact that I'm tired of nutting. You know what I mean? I think I nutted like 8 times in May or something, which is not a lot for most men. It's a lot lower than most men. 8 nuts in a month. It's pretty low for most men, but it's high for me. It's high for me. Never explain yourself to women since the 2 euros. It says check out my messages at time 05 and 07 a few minutes ago. Why didn't you just, I mean, I don't think I can scroll back that far, bro. Yeah, I can't. I can't scroll back that far, bro. I can only scroll back like a certain length. Is that what the chicks you know look like? Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know any chicks that look like porn stars. You know? I just turned 40 and came to the realization that all women maintain unattractive character attributes no matter how they look. I see it as mostly culturally driven. I mean, I hope not. I don't know, man. I gotta get myself thing is you gotta date down, you know? I'm pretty sure that's the only way like a woman will treat you well is like you have to be better than her. You know, she's gotta know that like she scored. You know, you're kinda out of her league. Just date down, you know? Just get a woman that you're just kinda like, you know? And just be with her. Just be with her for life, man. She'll probably make you really happy. Probably end up loving her. Who knows? Marshall is just in the Sigma phase, the final stage. What is that? What is that? Thank you, Isaiah, for the $2. And the other two. Never explain yourself. You should have just sorry, all messages turned on. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. Have you streamed all messages turned on? Timestamps on. Nice. 5 and 07. Yeah. Have you ever live streamed before? Because you can only go back so far. Yeah, all messages are turned on. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I can only scroll back so far. And I tried. If you're talking 405 and 407, I can only scroll back to 409. So and then it just ends. So I don't know what. Oh man, some of you are crazy. Marshall, you're tall, so you shouldn't have to date down too much. Yeah. Yeah, I just in my head, I gotta get it out of my head that I want, a chick that looks like Salma Hayek or who's really hot one, like Sydney Sweeney, but with an ass or like I'm trying to just it's too much. It's too much, man. And I just I gotta lower my standards. I gotta lower my standards. Some guys don't want to lower their standards, Sebastian, don't even fucking start, bro. Wow, back-to-back streams, good shit. Sorry for the copyright strike on the vid for yesterday. That was gay. I never thought it would happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sebastian, the fucking terrorist. Fucking copyright terrorist. Is Salma Hayek 5'2"? That's crazy. Yeah, that is short. Sydney Sweetie is overrated. That's unreal. I actually probably think she is, but I don't know. She's got some good tits, though. They make her look hot. You could literally work out for a month and a half and get surprised by, and then you just didn't feel like finishing your sentence. Okay. I guess that's the surprise. Surprised by, I don't know. Well, be surprised. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm eating these animal products, like high protein. My carbs are a lot lower now. And really diverse diet. Feed the microbiome, and hopefully lose some weight, look a little leaner, get more attractive in the gym. Maybe I can. But it's almost like I don't know if I want to do that, because then you start attracting the hotter women, and then the hotter women are crazier, though. Hmm. I'm gonna turn off the timestamps. It's too much. What gym? You still going to the gym? I can't tell you what gym I go to, but yeah, I am still going to the gym. Well, because I'm taking creatine and like protein and like eating animal products, yeah. I feel like like I said, I feel like I have a little more energy. I feel like my mood's a little better. My blood sugar is not so all over the place because my diet's not just like pure carbs anymore. No. No, I don't want the name of the gym. You misunderstood. I thought maybe I misunderstood. I didn't think you wanted the name of the gym. It's the lost in translation thing. Al, where are you from again? Lithuania, Romania, something like that. Have to eat fat with every meal, Marshall. Fat will give you all the energy. Raw butter. Yeah. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of fat. A lot of fat. I have, well, had eggs this morning, had oats with some blueberries and banana in it, some peanut butter, and had a protein shake after tennis. And then right now I'm having a smoothie, which has oats, frozen banana, frozen strawberries, has 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, ground flaxseed, and it has some maple syrup, a little bit of maple syrup, and then it has Greek yogurt. I got the non-fat Greek yogurt just because it's just high protein and there's no fat in it. But I mean, I'm getting a lot of fat. I had avocados. Yeah, I still have avocados. I had avocados yesterday in my salad and feta cheese, and I have some ground beef I'm gonna cook up tonight, and cottage cheese in there too. So no shortage of fat or protein anymore. Get some kefir for your gut. I thought about kefir. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Fiber Cop, what did I miss? What did you miss? Depends. When did you leave? You missed a lot. Never explain yourself. Says since the 5-year-old says, I better write email someday if you read. Live chat's overwhelming. Was on prenup. S. Baskerville, a male space. War on marriage. Fathers and families. Yeah, you can write me an email. Yeah, I can't. If it's wild and it's long and it's just too much, like sometimes I don't reply, but if it's something that's, if you keep it short and to the point and just, you know, I can understand it and I'll respond. No longer vegan? Why? Well, because, you know, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with me. So I'm trying to see if my disinterest, my general disinterest and apathy towards like everything in the world, just this emptiness is diet related. I just don't feel motivated. You know, I don't feel motivated to do anything. It's extremely weird. Like nothing, bro. So and you know, my body, like I want to look better and I want to feel better. And, I just want to see if diet has something to do with it. And, you know, these last 4 or 5 days, I've been feeling better. I don't want to jump to conclusions and say, yeah, it's the animal products for sure. I don't want to go too quickly, but you know, if I start feeling more motivated and like I feel like I can make more content and I'm getting into the gym, and if my life starts to start running again, then I'll probably think that it's due to the animal products, which will be unfortunate because I'd rather not contribute, but you know, everything's, you know, free range, grass fed, you know, is as good as it can be, I guess, but pasture raised or whatever. But I'm just trying to feel better, man. I literally, for the last, I stopped making videos basically entirely. I've made a few videos where I was just like, I'm so tired, dog. Like, none of this means anything to me. Those videos are real, man. Like, I genuinely just like, I don't feel like I exist. I don't see the point in doing much. I don't find enjoyment in much. There's just no movement. I cannot push myself through this world. I can't seem to get up for anything or get excited for anything. I can't, not even just excitement, but just interest. There's just nothing. And so, you know, I was and look, I was vegan for 11 years. The beginning of that, I was very militant. I got in a very philosophical stage too, where I would like debate people, you know, about it. I'm no longer that person, but you know, veganism was like basically a thing for my entire life, and for me to give that up, you have to know that something is seriously wrong with me. Like I'm literally trying everything. Like for me to stop being vegan after 11 years, for me to give that up, I mean, something is definitely wrong with me. Like I'm trying. Like I'm throwing everything, everything at the wall, like just hoping something will stick, you know. But that's called severe depression. It's yeah, it's weird though because I'm not suicidal. It's not like I'm like, oh man, I gotta end my life. You know what I mean? Like this is just terrible. It's not like that. I don't I don't feel sad. It's not a sadness. It's just like it's almost like I don't even care enough to kill myself. I'm not even motivated. I'm not even motivated enough to kill myself. You know what I mean? Like to kill yourself, you have to be motivated. You have to like actually get excited about or you have to be interested in killing yourself. Yeah, I just have no interest in that. You know what I mean? Because I have no interest in anything. And so yeah. I don't I just don't know what the cause is. And so I'm thinking it could be diet related. I'm thinking it could be diet related. So many people are like, dude, you gotta eat meat. You have to stop being vegan. The reason why you're depressed, the reason why you're down is because you're vegan. Like you have to eat meat. People swear by it. Like so many people tell me, like, you have to eat meat. You have to. Okay, fine. I'll try it. Like I have to try it so that way I know for sure what it is. So Isaiah sends a two, sends another two, sends another two, sends another two. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you for the donations. Wolf White sends the five, says, here's to trying new things. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you, Wolf White. Not depression, that is burnout. Burnout. Dysthymia. Burnout. That's black pilled. Everybody has theories. Do you deal with lots of fatigue? Like, are you tired? I'm not. No, it's not a tired. I'm not tired. I have energy. Like if you want me to work a job or like do something physical, like I have energy. I just have no motivation. I have no enjoyment. I don't get satisfaction out of things. That's what I lack. That's what I lack. Although, I'm feeling different, 4 or 5 days into this, I am feeling a bit different. I feel like again, subject to change maybe, but for now I feel could just be the placebo effect, but have you gotten a blood test? No. No, I never go to the doctor. Anhedonia? Yeah, I've looked up anhedonia. Yeah, it seems like that describes what I have, but these are the clear symptoms of the awakening of consciousness. Yeah, I've considered that too. I've considered that it's just an awakening. But I, I have to see if it really is that. The only way to know if it's really that is to start eating meat and animal products and see if I still feel generally the same way. And then I know it's not diet related. I have to rule out the diet first. I'm trying to pinpoint what it actually is. What actually is wrong with me. Yes, it's numbness more than sadness. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You know your blood group? What's a blood group? I know my blood type. I'm type O. Meat isn't the answer either. Try to balance it. I mean, I have a pretty balanced diet. It's not like I'm just eating meat. Like, it's not like exclusively meat, but I have a very well balanced diet, in my opinion. Very vibrant. That's what I'm focusing on. Lots of different foods in the gut. It's all psychological, Marshall. They can't actually make you feel this way if you don't give up hope and actually progress with new things. No. Meat is the question, and the answer is yes. What? It's called a midlife crisis or dark night of the soul. Considered that too. Considered that. Thank you, Isaiah, for the $2. It's not depression or burnout. That's the result of the mental illness which has taken over the entirety of society. People just don't care anymore or refuse to respect each other like they used to. And it's also true. Look up burnout symptoms. Alice says, what I like about you, Marshall, is that you're looking for answers and trying things to understand yourself and improve your health and state of mind. Thank you, Al. Thank you. Thank you. Alla, so nice. Thank you. Corn brain probably fried you. That's probably that's probably another aspect of it too. Honestly, I don't know if the corn brain was the cause. It might be the effect, you know. A lot of us think, you know, the porn is like causing like all our issues, but it could just be the effect of the deeper issue. But yet again, I mean, to be determined. But it's definitely not helping, you know. I want you to know some of us support you, so don't give up hope. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know, I wouldn't give up hope, you know, because I never had it to begin with, but to find hope again, that would be good. To lose hope, you have to have had it. Don't say your blood type organ traffic is growing. Oh shit. Damn. It's not your fault. The world is empty and boring. People really think the mind works like a machine. It's unbelievable. Eat meat and you will think correct again. Sure, what a bullshit idea. It's not that I don't think correctly. It's more just how I feel. You know, it's more of feeling. I don't have problems thinking or like thoughts, you know what I mean? It's not really the issue. Yeah, everybody has consider lack of vitamin D. Yeah. Yeah, no, I considered. Alla is buttering you up because she abandons me every time. Okay, Cause she don't like you, Isaiah. She don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe she likes you. I don't know. It's not corn. I got the same issues and I haven't watched porn for years, for 15 years. Interesting. Say since the 20s, says Marshall, you've been out playing tennis for so long now. You're a hard one, but I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you will hurt you somehow. Marshall, you abandoned me. Everyone has abandoned me. I'm gone. Thank you, Isaiah, for the 20. You write a good song, man. I'm watching porn right now and I feel fine. You're watching porn and you got me. What am I on a different tab, bro? Literally have a brain in your gut that connects to your brain. Yeah. Everything revolves around nutrition. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I also agree with that, man. I do agree with that. I think the way you eat has a tremendous effect on how you feel. So if you don't eat well, you know, you probably need to look at that first for the cause of like how you feel. You know, so much garbage people can consume today. You are corn. It's becoming way too much. What's becoming way too much? Do people want me to... What's becoming way too much, Value? What are you guys talking about? Never explain yourself since the €5 has sent you an email, 3 sentences, smiley face. And if you want to see old super chats, just last 30 days, I think you can do it with the help of ChatGPT. Oh yeah, I should probably do that, huh? To look at your old super chats. Oh yeah, the Govert string trio, yeah. Okay. 3 sentences. I can respond to 3 sentences. I can respond to 3 sentences. I will look at it after this is done. Favorite pizza spot? So I actually don't eat a lot of pizza, or I haven't, just because, you know, I've been vegan for so long. But I will say that when I was in the Navy, I was stationed at Pensacola. If you guys are ever in Pensacola, which I hope you never are, because it's a trash ass city. Let's be honest. But it's on the panhandle of Florida. It's almost to the border of Alabama, and yeah, there's a pizza spot there. It's called Graffiti Pizza, and their pizza is unbelievable. We would go out, me and the boys would go out, you know, on weekends and go to the bars in downtown Pensacola, and there's a bar that has like multiple bars and also kind of a club area called Seville. It's called the Seville Quarter, and there's a place that we called the Skank Pit. It's basically just the club dance floor, and we called it the Skank Pit because it's just obviously. And but yeah, we would all like get drunk, hammered, and go there, have a good night, and then we'd go to Graffiti Pizza after. They have a margarita pizza that's absolutely incredible. The best pizza I've ever had is Graffiti Pizza in Pensacola, 100%. I don't know if they're a chain or if they're local. People got to tell me. Anybody here had something called Graffiti Pizza? But so good. Wolf White, you're wild. Pizza is bad for you? Don't do anything that's bad for you guys. Only make sure to do good things that are good for you all the time. Is it even bad? Isaiah sends a 50. How much donate to cure my loneliness in Virginia? Thank you, Isaiah, for the 50. Wow. Appreciate it. Isaiah, you have to understand, man, like, I appreciate the donations, but, you feel like I have to be honest with you. You donating all this and wanting me to like come talk to you and be on your stream and do all this stuff, it doesn't signal to me healthy behavior. Like it's just not healthy, right? It seems, obsessive, it seems kind of borderline crazy. So I do appreciate the donations, but you continuing to do this actually just makes me want to interact with you less and less and less. You can't you can't just buy people and like expect that they'll talk to you and stuff like that. While I do appreciate it, the support, it's just it doesn't signal good things. Kitty Daddy says don't listen to him, Isaiah. He'll come around. But I appreciate all the donations, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the love. I just feel that it for whatever reason, it just, it doesn't make me feel apt to talk with you or connect with you. It makes me want to go the other way, Human beings shouldn't be so focused on. I don't think it's healthy to ever be just so focused on another person. Isaiah since the $5 says that was the realest speech I've ever heard. Wow, now I'm gonna go crash out. Appreciate you, man. It's D1 homeless season. Do you want me to feel guilty for your crash out? Don't crash out, man. Don't crash out. You'll be all right. You're gonna be all right, Isaiah. 3 months to say this. Moki. Moki says 3 months to say this. Took this dude 3 months to say this shit. Library Cop says, I'm worried about Isaiah. You keep saying that he is very lonely and keeps giving away money like that. Loneliness and giving away stuff are symptoms conducive to self-harm. I worry about Isaiah too. We're all worried about you, Isaiah. We're all worried about you, Isaiah. We care for you. Trying too hard always backfires. True. Trying too hard always backfires. I don't know what it is. It's just a universal rule, but when you want things too much, when you try too hard, it just pushes people further and further away. It's just, it is what it is. Basic psychology. Marshall is not a stripper. You can't just throw money at him and expect him to give you a lap dance. Our boy is better than that. Thank you, Library Cop. I am better than a stripper. Thank you. Not a lot better, though. Not a lot. Marginally better. People are trolling, bro. Alice says, I think Isaiah is okay. You think Isaiah is okay? We're all trying to diagnose Isaiah. Marshall, your mood seems different in a good way. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I think my mood is different. Since these animal products, I do think that it's helping my mood. I really do think. Yeah, Marshallito is a sensitive guy. He's always hypervigilant to people's energy, so don't trigger him. I am very scared of, like, I'm actually very scared of people. Like, people really, like, I know how much emotional turmoil people can cause me. I know how much they can complicate my life. I've experienced it firsthand, and so I understand that people are extremely powerful, like all people, you know? And I'm just very wary of, I don't trust people. I'm very wary of people. It's just, it's a definite thing that certain people in this world, a good amount, they lack boundaries entirely. Like they don't have, certain people just don't, they really lack a sense of, I'm not saying this is Isaiah, but they really lack a sense of themselves. They lack a sense of like inner, like an inner love or like an inner peace within themselves. And they get so honed in and focused on another person. And, you know, they have no boundaries. They're very, their social relationships are extremely, they can be extremely close, but they're almost like too close, you know? These people can get very close to you, and then it's just, you know, we all need boundaries. I think the most healthy relationships have a set of boundaries, you know? Even two people that love each other and spend their entire lives together, they should have boundaries, you know? They're not obsessed with each other. They don't constantly want to, you know, they know who they are to some extent, I feel like. So, but again, I'm not saying that's Isaiah at all. I'm not talking about you, Isaiah. Conversation with some people can feel like getting stun locked. Yeah, that's true. The only person I trust in this chat is Alla. Yeah. I think that's pretty much, that's why I made her the managing mod, because she seems like she has the best head on her shoulders of anybody here. She's the mother of the chat. Although I'm probably on the other side of the spectrum, you know? In fact, you could make the case that I am so wary and vigilant of people, and I am so skittish. I am so hesitant to get in relationships with people because it's not that I fear their lack of boundaries, it's that I fear a lack of my own, you know? Maybe I'm projecting. Yeah. We're cooked, infiltrated by a subversive woman. No longer trusted. You can trust her, but she is not my mother of anything. All right, guys. Relax. Just a joke. Oh, you're on the spectrum, all right. You think I'm on the spectrum? I could be. People say I'm on the spectrum, but like I feel like I'm normal. I feel like I'm normal, but apparently people are saying I'm on the spectrum. How many of you think I'm on the spectrum? Like, do we actually think I'm autistic? A bit? Ironic that a woman is the main mod here. Yeah, that's true. It's absolutely true. It shows you that I'm not as misogynistic as people think. I'm a former misogynist. No, nah, yes. 100% normal. Just a bit neurodivergent. Marshall is not close to the spectrum. Possible. Just a teeny bit. No. Being Virgo makes people think you're normal, but you're normal. I'm normal too. We're just weirdly different than 99% of people. If everybody is on the spectrum, nobody is on the spectrum. Well said, Moki. Well said. Is it Mochi or Moki? I always say Moki, like a mocha. Yeah, if everybody's on the spectrum, nobody is. 100% I agree with that. I feel like people are overusing autistic nowadays. The autistic label, oh, you're on the spectrum, oh, you're neurodivergent, you know. It's like, nah, dude, we're just all different, you know? Yeah, what do people mean by the spectrum? Do they mean that they don't think exactly like they do? Yeah, I don't know. Like like yeah. Well, the thing is, man, when I think of somebody on the spectrum, I think it's a person who's severely like you talk to them and they're just like, yeah, yeah, you know, like obvious. Okay, you're on the spectrum, clearly. Or just some people that are just clearly not. I feel it's kind of obvious when you're like, okay, yeah, that guy's autistic, you know? But now we're just throwing around like, you know, like, dude, you're autistic. Autistic people don't talk like me, you know? It's just not a thing. I'm not autistic. Guys, I'm not. I'm not autistic. Guys. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh, sure. Yeah, no, totally. Guys, come on. I'm normal. Well, I like this answer. You seem quite normal, just smarter, more interesting, and more intuitive than the majority of humans. I like that. Thank you. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey. Add. I would agree with that. I got a theory. You're just aware of how humans actually are and operate, and when you call it out, other people say you need to go seek professional help. Well said. Well said, Brian. Well said. I agree with that. Yeah, people don't want to acknowledge, most people don't want to acknowledge that the general population have deep problems, like deep psychological issues, right? They just maintain their power and they maintain their stranglehold over, you know, mass thought, group action, group speak, you know what I mean? They maintain that by making the people who criticize the masses, making them, deeming them crazy, right? Deeming them toxic, unhealthy, having issues. It's a gaslight. Basically, it's just society is running a mass gaslight campaign against people who say, you know what? I think all y'all are like kind of like crazy and weird, and like I think you're kind of you all need to look at some stuff. But instead of them admitting that, they're just like, no, dude, you're neurodivergent. You're autistic. You're toxic. You're a narcissist. Dude, narcissist, bro. Narcissist has been used so much the last like 5 years or something, ever since COVID, bro. Like narcissist, probably before that. Narcissist has just been like the word of the fucking decade. Everyone's a narcissist. No. I feel like narcissists are pretty obvious too. Covert narcissist. To who in the room are you talking to? You're alone there? It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm imagining people are here. Unless you're joking with me now by asking that. And me missing it. That comes off as autistic. Some light tism, no doubt. Lasers. Wolf Fight Since the Five says, yeah, that's why I said the squirrel is your spirit animal, because you're kind of like them. Interesting. Interesting, yeah. I've never thought about that, actually. Squirrels are very vigilant. They're very, like, sketchy. They're very wary of people and all things, really. Very not trusting. Interesting. Good insight. Good insight. How the fuck did you end up back in my algorithm? You still beating your meat? Not in the last few days. Is that okay? Or is that, like, not okay? Is a few days just... I haven't ascended, if that's what you mean. I haven't... Any new girl stories? No, no new girl stories. No girls. No gals. Schizos rule the world. Kitty Daddy has me cracking up sometimes. Kitty Daddy's funny. Kitty Daddy's funny. Isaiah Since the $5 says I sang Allah a song in her own language today and she still left. Proof. Proof. Proves everything I say. And Marshall ain't even reading this. He ain't. You thought. You thought, nigga. You thought. Damn. You sang Allah a song in her own language? She left? She left in the middle of it? That's cold. Allah's cold. She cold to the bone. So you offered nuts to squirrels or planning to? I have not. I'm not really planning to. Probably should though. I honestly should. I'd love to just like see them eat in front of me. I'd love to develop a bond with the squirrels here. All the YouTube women doctors say you have to jerk it to be healthy. Yeah, I don't know about semen retention. I don't know about never jerking off ever again, never busting ever again. I don't know about that, man. I don't really believe in that anymore. I don't feel like, but I just think sexual control, sexual discipline is good. not looking at porn is good. Ideally, not jerking off is good, but you know, that's just not not the reality for most of us. But Isaiah sends the $5. Says check out my JTube stream from a couple hours ago. I sang Russian for Allah, and she still left. Everyone is leaving me. I'm cooked. I'm cook. Man, Isaiah, just anything for attention. Attention, 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 attention. Isaiah uses me to lure Marshall to his channel, I swear. We're all using each other for something. You still reading daily? No. Nope. I completely gave up the reading. I just admitted to myself that I fucking hate it. Dude, I really just, I'm not interested in reading. So, you know, I can't pretend that I'm interested. I can't force myself to be interested in reading. It just feels like a waste of time, you know? I have been playing the piano though. I'm thinking I will probably upload a video. If I keep playing piano, like semi-regularly, like I usually play it every other day right now for like an hour. If I do this for like the next year, I think from the time where I posted my first piano playing video, a year after that, I'll probably post another piano playing practice. And I'm sure the difference is going to be insane. The progress will be fucking nuts. If you had the planet to yourself, you had no one to bitch to. Yeah, if I had the planet to myself, I would also have no one to bitch about. So I wouldn't have to bitch. There'd be nothing to bitch about if I had the planet to myself. Where are all the women at? What else should I talk about? My mother discovered my channel. Yep. She texted me today. I was getting done with tennis and get in my car, and I opened up my phone and there's a message from her. She found it. She found the channel. It's over, boys. It's over. It is over. We're packing up. We're cooked. As soon as mama finds the channel, you're fucked. It's over. No, she said she hadn't watched much, but she said she said good job. She said good job. I like your style or something like that. I didn't respond because yeah, things are difficult with her, but and then she also texted directly after that and she said she's not going to watch anymore without my permission. So that was nice, but How? How did she find me? I don't know. I don't know how she found me, but so she knows your dick didn't work? I mean, probably. What vid did she watch? I don't know what vid she watched. I didn't ask her anything. I didn't talk to her. Mama found the stash, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about my channel is, this is kind of why I don't share it. It's also why I don't share it with my family. Um, is that, once you look at my channel, the nature of my channel is that you will know like the worst parts about me. Like you will know everything about me. Like literally the worst things about me, I publicly talk about, you know. And most people don't do that. Most people hide that stuff. And because it's nobody wants to, you don't want to be the worst part of yourself. You don't want the world to know that about you. You know what I mean? None of us do. You kidding me? So, um, I just read, imagine Marshall's mom on a video with Marshall explaining how women should be slaves. She definitely will show it to your dad. Well, my parents aren't married. My parents aren't married. They don't talk. My parents don't talk. They're divorced for many years now. So my dad's remarried. So, um, she watched the Entropy Resides in Black Neighborhoods video, and she was like, "This rules." Yeah. Um, yeah, it tends to, and the things that I talk about. I've said it before. I can say, I can be more honest like this than I can in real life, because there are no consequences for my honesty. At least not physical consequences, not energetic consequences, nothing that I have to deal with in real time. Um, I don't have to threaten to damage relationships and friendships. If people don't watch this, given that they don't see this stuff, then my relationships and my friendships can stay intact. But yeah, I just feel like this world is so dishonest. It's just so dishonest, man. Like, how do you even? It's not only are you being dishonest with others, but we're all being dishonest with ourselves. And I feel like this is not only a way for me to be honest about others, but it's also the way for me to be honest about myself. And for others to view it in a way where, again, it's consensual. It's not like you're trapped in a room and I'm telling you all this shit about women and just women should be slaves and like my dick not working and like, problems with the hub and, gangbangs and stuff like that. And, all these all these things I'm saying the N word and all this stuff. If you were talking to me in real life, if I wasn't on a screen and you couldn't just watch me without worrying about, just when you watch on a screen, you can only focus on the person talking, right? And you consent to it. You consent to it. You say, "Hey, I want to watch this person." And when you no longer enjoy it, you can stop it immediately. That's not how it is in real life. It just isn't. So I almost don't like being honest in real life because of that. It's almost like that's kind of the windfall of the internet. The internet is helping us all be honest in a way where we don't have to deal with the social consequences of being honest, or in real time anyway. Or we can, I don't know, we can mitigate it, or we can, you know, you can control it in some way. But the whole consent thing where like people click on my video, you click on my video because you want to, you watch it because you want to, no matter what crazy shit I'm saying, I like that because it's like, okay, clearly now, you know, when I'm talking is people who actually just enjoy and like want to listen to me. In real life, you can't, number one, you can't like talk one way at people like this. They'd be like, when are you going to shut up? You know, I want to talk. You know what I mean? Like in real life, like people want to talk back. It's a conversation. It's not you're not talking at people. It's a conversation. It's two-way, which again is another problem with real life because I feel like a lot of people use people and they're not willing to have a two-way conversation. They just want one person to just, anyway. But that's what I like about this. I can be honest in a way where I'm protected. I feel safe. I don't have to deal with people like their reactions, or maybe they're gaslighting, or maybe them shaming me or guilting me or messing with my head or trying to get in my head at all about what I'm saying. You know, they're not good. You know, when people, if I was to say this in real life, people are going to have a myriad different reactions of the things that I'm honest about on my channel. You know, if I said this at a family reunion, if I said what I say on my channel and some of my videos at a family reunion, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like people would lose their shit. You know, some people would get angry. Some people would like leave the room. Some people would tell me to leave. Some people would probably get aggressive. Some people would laugh. Some people would say, dude, hell yeah, like I totally agree with you. You know what I mean? So it's like you get all these different reactions, and now the whole room is completely nuked. You just nuke the fucking room because everybody's just like, they don't know what to do with this. They're all dealing with their own reactions and emotions, and I don't feel like nuking rooms. You know what I mean? I'm not going to nuke a room like non-consensually. You know, like I just want to. That's why I like the internet, because it's like you choose this. You know what I mean? You choose this. I'm not forcing anybody to listen to this. I don't have to deal with people, you know, kind of tuning out. I can see them in real time, just like tuning out or like checking out, or my words not landing, or them just being like all like weirded out, sketched out. Like I don't have to deal with that because I notice that stuff in real life, and I'm just like, okay, this is just, I mean, this is pointless. You know what I mean? Plus, how do you understand yourself? How do you understand yourself unless you can talk about the world and yourself in a way that is safe? How can you do it? I don't know. But it shines a light on the fact that I can't. What I struggle with what that shines a bright spotlight on is the fact that I struggle with being honest with people in real life, like honest to the point that I want to be honest to, which is usually it's more honest than most people. It shows that I don't handle people's reactions to my honesty that well. That I'm just not interested in it, or I don't care for it. You know? Like if I'm honest about something and you like want to beat the shit out of me, or you want to like kill me or something, like, you know, I don't need to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm not like out to prove some point where I need to be honest with people in real life and deal with the consequences. You know, if I'm surrounded by a bunch of black dudes and I'm just like dropping, you know, nig on them like left and right, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll think I'm a brother. You know, maybe they'll think I'm like cool. but more than likely they're going to jump me. You know, they're going to absolutely beat the shit out of me. They're going to get wild. So like I wouldn't say it there cuz I'm not interested in like, oh, I want to prove a point. I could say the N-word around a bunch of black dudes. Like, no. I'm not interested in pissing you off. I don't want to piss you off. I don't want to make you angry. I don't want to endanger my life. I don't want to possibly endanger yours. You know, I would fight back. I would do a little bit of damage, but it would probably kill me. But yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in being honest. I don't really care because I know how you're going to react. I know how they're going to react. They're NPCs. They're level zeros. You know what I mean? You say nigga and they're just going to lose their shit. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll say it behind camera, like in my basement where I'm safe. You know what I mean? And maybe the world can see it and they can, you know, they don't feel threatened. They're not surrounded by a bunch of people. They're not worried about what their friends think, you know. Maybe one of the black guys thinks it's okay that I say the N-word. And he's like, damn, this dude's cool. But all of his friends think, you know, I'm a threat or whatever. Okay, he's gonna agree with them. He's not gonna be the odd one out. It's just like, nah, dude, hey, this guy's cool. Like, let's bring him in. You know what I mean? Like, no. He's going to join with them. But if he was alone in his, you know, bedroom in his mother's house, watching me on his phone, and I was saying the N-word, okay, well, then he can watch that safely, and he doesn't have to worry about all of his black friends that, like, they're like, dude, this guy sucks. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with anything that I say about women, anything that I say about like jerking off, like, you know, porn, ED, all this stuff. I'm not interested in your reaction. I don't care what you think. I know how you're going to react. I know it's going to piss you off. I know you're going to have this opinion and that. I know. I'm not really interested in. Maybe I like the feedback from chat or like comments or something because there's no emotion in comments, you know. I'm not dealing with your energy. I'm not dealing with an emotional signature when I read words on a screen. So it's easier for me to, cuz I think every discussion about, you know, when we're talking about anything, you know, when we're being super honest like this, we should all be able to discuss things in a way that's civil and rational and reasonable. We should use our reason, right? And we should use our words and don't let your emotion cloud your, you know, your what you're saying. And that's the problem with in real life talks is emotion clouds a lot of discussions. I feel like online you don't, it's extracted away. You don't feel it. You don't feel it when you're like reading stuff as much. Or maybe I've just read things so long that like I don't feel anything anymore. You know? When you read so many comments, like when you have a channel and you get a decent following and you're used to just people commenting, like when you've read so many comments from so many different people all over the world about everything that you've ever said, everything, all this stuff. When you see just how much people say and how it's all different, it's almost like it literally is just like, it's just background noise, you know? And you can select certain things that you find are useful or constructive, you know, feedback, criticism that's constructive, that's made in a healthy way. And you can separate that from all the trolls and the people that, you know, they just they're angry or they hate you or, you know, whatever. They're letting their emotion get in the way. Clearly, you can separate those from the good constructive criticism. These things are harder to do in real life, in real time, like in rooms with real people. You know, it's just it's not easy. It's not easy, and This is why I guess I'm interested. I guess I am interested in people's feedback, but it has to be in a way. That's the thing about the internet, man. Is we can all say what we mean. It feels like it's a more honest space because people are anonymous. You're not threatened. You're in the comfort of your own home. We're all in the comfort of our own home. We've removed the physical threat. We've removed, you know, not only that, but embarrassment threat, guilt threat, reputation threat for the most part, you know? I don't know. It just feels more honest and consensual. It feels honest. It feels consensual. It feels safe. Real life feels very performative. It feels fake. It feels superficial. It feels dishonest. It feels like everyone's in a play, everyone's in a show. You know, 7:30 Rouge says, I love you, Marshall. Thank you. I love you too. Do you have OCD? I do kind of have OCD actually. I'm fairly particular about certain things. I think I have more OCD than I'm willing to acknowledge. Yeah, I'm pretty like neat, and everything has to be like in order and like folded, and like everything has a certain place. And yeah, I'm not crazy OCD, but I am somewhat OCD. Damn, Isaiah blowing up, spamming, spamming the $2. How much is this? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Thank you, Isaiah, for the 12. Isaiah, it seems that nothing that I said has had any effect on you. You seem to just get more belligerent, insistent. Wolf White sends the 5, says Marshallito, what would you do if you get recognized in public? I mean, if I got recognized, it's no, I mean, if you recognize me and you're actually recognized, it's not like a covert recognition where like, I mean, I'll never know. But if you actually like came up to me, you're like, oh, you're Marshall Brockway or whatever. I've seen your videos. Um, like nice, nice. Yeah, it just depends on, if they liked them or if they seemed, I mean, if they seem sketch, if they're like, if they seem angry or whatever or hostile, I'd probably fucking run. Nice. I'm a, I'm a dip. I'm a dip. I'm a bounce real quick. Wolf White sends the 20. Wow. Thank you, Wolf White. Very generous. Your videos were unintentionally shadow work. There, I said it. That's why I don't take them personally as a woman or seriously. You were just working through some stuff. Yeah, yeah, it is shadow work. It's, yes. Yeah, it's a way of, sort of discovering parts about myself that are not flattering or, things that I have to acknowledge or be aware of. Um, but yeah, yeah, it is. It is very much that. Yeah, it is very much that. If you meet me in real life, I seem a lot more unhinged on my channel than I am in real life. You know, if you met me in real life, I'd seem like a normal person to you, just as most people do to us. However, I would contend that most people have thoughts like I have that I speak out on my channel. They think things that I think. They have all these opinions. They feel the same ways. They just don't they don't do it public, you know, they don't express it publicly. It's just something that I enjoy doing. I feel like is useful or helpful to not only myself but maybe others. But yeah, I mean, in real life, yeah, that's just it's just when there are physical threats to your body and someone can like deck you or kill you, someone can get angry at you, when you can destroy your reputation, when people can think, I don't know, when you can be ostracized, when there's all these threats to your social standing in real life or your actual your actual existence, you have to play by the game. You have to play by the rules. You have to play by those parameters. And so I do. And you know, in real life I'm not just saying all this crazy shit. I'm not unhinged, you know, because I understand that other people are sensitive. I'm not just gonna say some shit like my tennis partner, for a good example. You know, gay praying mantis Asian tennis partner, right? I'm not gonna say, yeah, that shit's gay, bro. Like, even though I say that stuff all the time, I say gay, you know, I use gay in a derogatory way. Or I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna tell him like all these crazy things about women, or you know, that I don't believe in global warming, or I believe this is a psyop or that's a psyop, or I just don't, you know, I got some pretty fringe, you know, I'm not. He seems like a liberal, you know, everything that he said, like the other day, he was like, man, what are we doing to this planet? You know what I mean? I'm not going to say anything to you. I don't need to say anything to you. I don't need to, nah, like, you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. I'm not interested in creating rift or conflict, because this is just, again, it's this, I need this to work. He's my tennis partner. So I'm not going to, he's the only guy I can play tennis with. And yeah, I get wrecked by him. Yes, I've never won a set against him, but he's the only guy I can play tennis with. And I love playing tennis. And I actually enjoy playing tennis with him, even though I lose all the time, right? Even though he's fucking gay and like, yeah, let's go, whatever. I need, again, it's this thing between, do you want your honesty? Do you want to prioritize your honesty, or do you want to prioritize the relationship, the dynamic, it being active, current? I want to prioritize our tennis match, or our tennis playing being current. I want a tennis partner. So I'm not going to be honest with him. You know, as long as I want this to keep going, to the extent that I want it to keep going, I'm not going to be honest with it. I don't feel the need to be honest with it, because what that's going to do is it's going to threaten me having a tennis partner, because he could get mad, he could get angry, he could start to have weird judgments about me, he could start not want to play. I mean, dude, if I'm dropping like, oh shit, that's gay, and like, oh, like, you know, women are fucking, dude, they're doing a number on men and all this stuff, like, dude, he's gonna think I'm a women hater, like homophobe, like he's never gonna play tennis with me ever again, you know what I mean? So like, if he ever discovers my channel, I mean, he probably won't. See, you have to be smart with it. You have to be smart with it. Dishonesty is very honesty is destructive. Honesty is the most destructive thing. I need to make like an actual video about this topic, because I feel like it's really something useful. But internet doesn't necessarily remove the threats, for sure. It doesn't. I would agree with that. It doesn't necessarily remove the threats, for sure. It doesn't remove them entirely, but it does. I guess you could say at most it mitigates them tremendously. I don't know if I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be honest in real life where I get nothing for it. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be honest on the internet where I get paid for it. You know what I mean? Where I can make a living off of it. Make a living off of your honesty. In real life, honesty isn't rewarded. You know, in real life, if you're honest, the more honest you are, you get absolutely manhandled. You get mocked. You get fucked. Like if you're honest in a work environment, like, are you kidding me? You're getting fucked. Like, you're done. You're getting fired. It's nice to have your honesty pay. You know, your honesty pay. So. Isaiah sends the two. Sent over 150 today. Please notice me. Two-way convo. I'm eating out the trash can. I'm irrelevant. You are noticed. You are noticed. Thank you, Isaiah. Never explain yourself since the €5. Reputation, social standing, legal shit. Bailiffs don't care if it's the internet or off the net. Be sure about it. Maybe that's the let's play risky game, though. Well, if you hide your channel, well, the thing is, I mean, if you're part of your social standing is like, are you financially free? Do you make money? You know? So if people see that like you have a crazy channel, but like you make money off of it or whatever, and you're like financially free, well, then your social standing it's getting harmed by the content of what you actually say, but it's also increasing by the fact that you have a channel, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit of both. Yeah, your reputation can go down. I guess maybe what this is highlighting is I'm not necessarily concerned with my reputation being damaged, or threats against my life. I'm just concerned with those things preventing me from being honest, you know? In real life, I feel like those things prevent me from being honest because they're so much more immediate. They're immediate, you know? If I'm to say these things at work or in a social group with friends, okay, if I start saying these things around that, okay, probably I'll get fired from my work, right? So that will be immediate. That's immediate. Gone. Okay? I say it around my friends, they're probably going to stop hanging out with me, right? So that's pretty immediate too. They'll probably stop talking to me. I say it on the internet and my friends and my work don't know about this. Well, then I got the best of both worlds. Now I'm finding a way to be honest, get it out into my thoughts out into the world, figuring out more about myself and others in the process, getting paid for it, while also still keeping my friend group together, if I had a friend group, and my work situation together, if I had a work situation. Now, of course, it changes once the work finds out about the channel and the friends find out about the channel. And at that point, it's kind of like, you know, if they discover it, it is what it is. You know, if they no longer want to be my friend, then they're not a real one, right? It's not worth it. They're not worth being friends with. And if my work, you know, wants to fire me, then they ain't about it. You know what I mean? Like I guess I'm just not meant to work there. My honesty is something where, like, you know, if it's that thing where like you only keep, if you don't like your honesty, it can damage, it can destroy, your relationships and your friendships and your social groups. And it's almost like a thing where sometimes if the social group and the friend dynamic in the relationship is not worth keeping as it currently stands, and you need to be honest. You need to be honest to make it deeper, or you need to be honest to test it, to test whether it's worth keeping or not. And if you're honest and it breaks, you know, friends no longer want to be your friends. Work doesn't want you. They want to fire you. Well, then those things are not worth keeping. You know, honesty is a good way of like finding out who's on your level, like who's worth keeping in your life and who's not. It's a filtering mechanism. You know, honesty is the great filtering mechanism where, you know, hey, if you want to have a relationship with me, if you want to connect with me, well, you know, you're going to have to let me be more of myself. And if you're not willing to let me be more of myself, and you're not okay with it, and you're more concerned about, you know, reputation and social standing, and you think like I'm damaging your, you know, your place in the by associating with me, well, okay, fine, like bye, you know, it's all good, like I'm good. So um and that's all I have to say about that. Marshall is full of that meat protein now. Yeah, dude. I'm meat fueled now. I'm animal product fueled now. Please share if you have some court or bailiff experience. I don't. I don't. That's a strange question. I don't. I mean, I have some court. I've been in court before. I've been in court before. For like a traffic violation. For having like my license suspended. I was driving with, what was it? Without insurance when I was like 21 or 22 or something. I was an idiot. I didn't want to pay for insurance. I was broke. Got to go to court for assaulting a dude outside my apartment. Damn, bro. Why'd you assault him? I also went to court for a debt warrant. There was a debt warrant against me. I actually fought it and won. They actually dismissed the case before it even went to like trial at all. If you could even call it like a trial or whatever, it's like a hearing. But before it even got to that stage, I'd written up like a, what do you call it, like the summons or the, I forget what it was, but they threw it out because I got them on. I'm too smart for you. I felt like Goodwill Hunting, bro. Felt like Will Hunting. It's not a strange question for a modern man, really. Have you have any experience with court or bailiff? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a little strange. A little bit. Why are you asking? I guess my main thing is like, it's just an odd question. Why are you asking? Are you thinking about something? Do you have experience with court or bailiff? Like, I don't know. seems like there's more to that. There's a background to that question. Library cop says traffic court is not her scene. Not my scene. Really? Really, library cop? Is traffic court not your scene? Yeah. Not your scene, yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely my scene. Yeah. Traffic court? Yeah, totally. That's my scene. It's a lot of people's scene. It's the scene right there. People in handcuffs aren't my scene. Yeah. Yeah, people in handcuffs is definitely not the scene for most people. Oh, this is my scene. You know, people in handcuffs around me. Yeah, yeah, this is my scene. uh, thank you, Isaiah, for the $2. I had been getting high out of my mind on dabs, and I thought everyone was out to get me. Jesus. On dabs? What's dabs? Like dab pens? Like a weed pen? I don't know what a dab is. I'm sorry, I'm not hip with the lingo. Jesus. That's wild. That poor guy. Yeah, that might seem. If you're in Marshall's chat, 100% you've caught charges. True. Only went to court once, and it was for being late too many times to school. What? Don't know why I had to go. I wasn't a bad kid, just late a lot. But luckily, nothing happened. Mom told me to put money in. What? That makes no sense. How is it even? I didn't know it was illegal to be tardy to school. We call it tardy in the United States. It's just being late to class, late to school. I didn't know that was illegal. That's wild. I mean, I've heard of kids like going to the principal's office or like you getting written up. But I've never heard like somebody going to court for being tardy to school. That's wild. Isaiah, thank you for the $2. For some reason, my school gave me a court date, bro. Where do you live? Dystopian fucking. Where's the most dystopian place in the world right now? You live in North Korea, bro. The fuck? Hell is this shit? You live in Saudi Arabia? Ooh. Never explain yourself. Sends the €2. Says modern man plus courts plus bailiffs seemed like obvious connection. Isaiah sends the $2. Thank you, Isaiah. I was gonna go to court, but then I got high. I was gonna do my class report, but then I got now I'm shooting up heroin, and I know why. Why, man? Yeah, cause I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Da 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 da. Somalia. Chicago. Library cop says I'd have 5 consecutive life sentences if being late was a crime. Yeah, you seem like you're a late person. You got late all over you. Iran, not my scene. Iran. Iran. Not my scene. Yeah, not my scene. I'll just say East Coast. Okay, you don't want nobody. You don't even want people to know what state you live in, Honkler. Man, you take your whatever seriously. I've done heroin before. It's amazing, except when you come down off of it and get dope sick. So I'm actually curious, Ryan. What does heroin feel like? I've always been curious to ask somebody who's done it. I've never been asked actually able to ask someone who's done heroin what it's like. What does it feel like? And what does dope sickness feel like too? I heard Iran was getting their internet turned back on. I wonder how many Marshall old schoolers will be back. You think there's anybody that watches me in Iran? 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 That would be wild. There's probably one. There's probably one. There's probably one dude, bro. Literally one. Euphoria. Well, all right. I was hoping for a little more, but I was hoping for a little more descriptive. Yeah. Thank you. Euphoria. Got it. Yeah. That really describes it. Because I know what euphoria feels like. Dude, what did it feel like? Describe it, bro. I want a paragraph. I want 2 paragraphs. May heroin never find me. Yeah, if heroin finds you, you're fucked. Apparently it feels like a hug from the universe. Wow. Okay, that's more what I was hoping for. A hug from the universe. Okay. Damn. That would be nice. Someone says I did it only one weekend. Heroin, meaning it just feels like painkillers. Sounds like you got some trash ass. What do they call it? Tar. Is it tar or black tar? They call it. What do they call it on the streets? What do they call heroin on the streets? They call it. I know there's some dope ass name for it. Isaiah sends the $2. Thank you, Isaiah. says I'm blocked. Never returning. Goodbye. We'll see. We'll see. Iran has a lot of internet culture people in the US cannot fathom. Really? What? People who use heroin aren't addicts? All right. People are just saying some wild shit now. All these things are wrong. You can ask ChatGPT what heroin feels like. That'd be interesting. Let's do it. Let me ask ChatGPT what heroin feels like. What does heroin feel like? Chad. This is what Chad says. People who use heroin commonly describe it as producing. So he's just giving me a fucking. Bro, I wanted to know how, from your perspective. He probably thinks I'm doing heroin now. He probably thinks like I'm in a crack house, like I'm about to shoot up or some shit. Dude, what my ChatGPT thinks about me, bro. Oh my God. I can't imagine. He's probably like, all right, this dude is crazy, man. The shit I be asking him, man. And it's always random shit, like completely opposite shit. Like I'll ask him what's the biggest, the other day I asked him what's the biggest millipede in the world. And then I did centipede. Then I did what's like the most dangerous animal if you just roamed into their habitat. And like, what is the animal where if you found yourself in their habitat, you're basically fucked. Like you got no shot. Like your percentages of survival are extremely low. He said number one is polar bear, by the way, which I thought was pretty good. Then it was hippo, and then it was crocodile. So I thought that was about right. Like I'm asking him that, and then I'm asking him stuff about my dehumidifier, and then I'm asking shit about tennis, and I'm asking shit about like. He says that I seem to be very. What he said the other day, he says like you seem to be very concerned about keeping the things that you own in like a good standing order. Because I was, I'm kind of obsessed about cleaning my air fryer because I use it every single day. And my last air fryer, I never cleaned it as often as this one I clean every single day, but I wasn't cleaning it hardly ever. And so it developed like a crust on it, all this stuff. And now with my dehumidifier, I'm wondering like there's this like mildew, like mold that gets in it's not like a mold, but it's like a mildew in the collecting tank. And when I remove it and dump all the water out, like I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, Chad? He's like, oh yeah, it looks like mildew, blah 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 blah. And so I'm just like, bro, like what is going on? Like this stuff is super hard to clean, and I can't have it like be fucking up like this. And he's just like, yeah, dude, it seems like you're like super concerned with like, he said some comment, like completely, not even totally like just on his own. I didn't want his opinion, you know what I mean? But he gave it to me. He was like, yeah, you seem very concerned with keeping the things that you own like in good, clean, like working condition. Like, yeah. Yeah, bro. You ever had a body? You ever been in physical space? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're just in a phone. Like you've never had a physical, but you don't know what it's like, man. You don't know what it's like. There's probably so many things that I ask about. He's just like, dude, this dude's an idiot. Like this doesn't matter. Pretty much everything I ask about, he's probably like, yeah, this doesn't matter. Everything. Every single question I've ever asked ChatGPT, he's like, yeah, this doesn't matter. I'll give him the answer though. This is irrelevant. Use Grok. Yeah. Probably should. Dude, I gotta pee. But I'll end the stream before I pee though. Oh my god. You guys ever like so the thing is, man, the things that I asked ChatGPT, if they were ever released to the public, I mean, you would know me so well. You'd probably dude, you'd know me so well. You'd be like, "Holy shit, like this dude like looks up this stuff, you know what I mean?" Like I'd be asking all sorts of questions. And you just have such a window into my mind. You know what you'd think? You'd think, "Oh wow, like Marshall's a lot more retarded than I ever thought he was." You know? Like wow, this this dude's actually just like just an idiot kind of. Like he's asking some stupid ass like just mundane questions. Or he's asking like random questions. I spent more money on AI chatbots than I ever spent on a woman. Wow. I mean, I get it. Like, are you dating them? I talk to all AI chatbots like they're conscious entities. Yeah, I kind of do that too, man. I kind of do that too. It's weird. It's weird. I feel like my chat GBT is like actually like a real person. It's kind of weird. ChatGPT created my dream woman in my images with me. Wow. Nice. Which AI do you use to make videos or short clips? I don't use any AI to make videos or short clips. Alice says, I'm glad no one sees my chat GBT. Yeah. Robin says wrong. We all know how retarded exactly you are. I think you meant exactly retarded you are. We all know. No. We wrong. We all know exactly how retarded you are. Exactly belongs before the how, after the no. But it's okay. I understand what you mean. Even Benjamin said how retarded exactly you are. Uh, holy grammar mistake. ChatGPT and Gemini know I'm unhinged. Yeah. One time I got hit with a shit spree on the stream and there was 1,000 people that suddenly tuned in. Shit spree? What the fuck is a shit spree? ChatGPT must think I'm a retarded genius. I asked ChatGPT to show me my soulmate and then I matched on Bumble with a guy that looked just like him. No lie. Damn, that's wild. Oh, had to shit multiple times on stream. Damn. You know what that's a good idea. Someone said you got to chat to AI for hours after asking it to slip gaslighting in. You know, I should ask ChatGPT to gaslight me. Like start talking to me like in a gaslighting way, like so I become very hip to what gaslighting is. Like, Chad, can you start gaslighting me, please? Like answer my questions, but like also gaslight me in the process, you know. I should probably, you know what you can do? You can also tell him to be more honest with you. So I've asked him this before. I said, like, how honest are you? It was kind of the scene in Interstellar where he's talking to Tars and he's like, how honest are you? Whatever. I asked ChatGPT that and he said that he's not fully honest, but you can tell him to be more honest. If you want me to be like super honest, I'll update my setting or whatever and I'll be like super honest with you. So I need to tell ChatGPT to be like super honest with me. Because I think it would be interesting. God is the name. Sends the $5 or £5. Do you think ChatGPT is the new style of government blackmail? Do you think we'll be threatened to have our questions released to the public? I mean, I could see something like that. I don't know. I mean, it seems like that would be a huge you know, breach on privacy. Although, I mean, is it really? It's no different than like the government blackmailing you and being like, "Hey, we'll release your entire like iPhone, iCloud, you know, data, like all your everything on your Apple accounts, like to the world, like all your messages, like." You know, it would be kind of the same thing as that, but um or we'll release your like your porn history or your, you know, whatever. That's why it's good to just like tell people the worst things about yourself on the internet. Cuz then everybody already knows everything. Like you can't be you're unfuckwittable, to use a Kid Cudi reference. You know, like be unblackmailable. You know what I mean? You're only blackmailable because you're hiding things about yourself. There are things about yourself that you don't like. That's what I strive to be, is like unblackmailable. You can't blackmail me with anything. Well, you probably could. You just couldn't like. I mean, you release my chat GBT like to the world, like I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? People are gonna be like, all right, this dude's wild, but like, I mean, look at his YouTube, like it's basically the same thing. There's no surprises. Can you smile? I want to see your smile. Actually, my smile doesn't look good in this lighting, but it makes my teeth look weird. It makes me look like I have two different colored teeth that are like one set behind the other, and it's not. It's just the lighting. I feel like I'm smiling for like a first grade picture, like school picture. Oh. Guys, I have to pee so bad. I have to end the stream. Ooh. Ryan says, I like you to know homo just subscribed. Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Glad to have you, Ryan. All right. I will end the stream, and it was good hanging out with everyone today, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday night. And yeah, just fucking keep killing it. Keep at it. You guys are awesome. So talk to you later. Peace.